been letting it bang. Up block, I was doing laps with a gang. Used to serve them fiends, now I'm back with a plan. When I caught that bird, never bust my remand. Went from fiends to fans. Came from the bottom, I got dreams and plans. I was on the floor with my knees and hands. I hope music pays and it freed the gang. Bro, hold back, I got shooters on the block. And if I go jail, then it's tuna in a sock out. Know about L's, bro, I do you for a box. Man never had me, so who the fuck shall I boss? In the city, I'm the best. I got lazy, but I'm stressed. Me and Mo done laps, cause these nitties wanna test me. And bro done slap, but we never wore a vest. I could tell you about the mutes, all they do is get chef. Used to walk with
JJ Esko, welcome to the project. Thanks for jumping on Seen Not Heard. Heard so much about you, funnily enough. I know it's called Seen Not Heard over the past year. And I don't know if you know, but I actually made your track for the weekend a few weeks back with Jay Millie.
You were telling me earlier.
But congratulations, man. You've been doing loads this year. You've appeared on BBC Asian Network. You've been releasing videos one after another. I've been seeing your content pop up on Instagram every month or so with a new music video from someone from Leicester or even from a different area. But that's big. But, you know, obviously people have heard about you this year. Where did it all start? When did you first start making music?
It all started really when I was a kid, like, probably dropped my first tune when I was like 14, 15.
Right.
But I started writing before that, like when I was like 10, 11. But yeah, I've been doing music for time, innit? But I've just not been taking it seriously
I was
until
just gonna
recently.
say that.
Yeah, I just started taking it recently, like last year. Like, I think the end of last year, yeah.
What made you decide to kind of take it seriously? When was like the moment where you thought, you know what, I've been doing this for so long, I've recorded bits here and there, but I want to kind of do this as my career for the rest of my life. When did you start taking it seriously?
You know what, yeah, it was probably, shout out to Limelight, when Limelight called me for a Fresh Wave freestyle.
Oh yeah.
And like, I made that and I dropped it and like, I was getting good feedback from it, innit? So then I dropped another one after that, and it was like the levels were going up by the feedback I was getting, innit?
Yeah,
so that's when I thought, you know what, let me give it a go, innit?
Shout out to Limelight, but after that freestyle, I remember there was such a buzz around your name. There were so many people that were talking about you from different areas and they're like, you know, I want to work with JJ Esko, and your name's popped up in quite a few interviews I've done on the Asian Network as well. So big up yourself, actually. It's a big movement to be dropping your first proper freestyle and everybody to be talking about you. Last year, you worked with a good friend of mine as well on a collaboration, Shide Boss. He's changed his direction of music a little bit recently as well. He's working with his brother Zaid, and they've created the name Waves. And you were the first collaboration actually that they worked with. How did that kind of come about? Yeah,
like, shout out to them man still. Them man, like my brother knew them, innit? So that link up there kind of happened for my brother, but yeah man, we made a banger. So.
Yeah. So do you stay in touch with Shide quite a bit?
Yeah, I chat to him still, yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because I had Shide and Zaid on the show and they were just saying so many great things about you, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I need to collaborate with JJ Esko and have him on it.
Shout out to them, man.
Yeah, and here we are. So I mentioned earlier, you've been dropping loads of music videos recently. You've been putting your music on like Grime Daily, Link Up TV as well. Would you say as an artist from Leicester, because you're from Leicester, right?
Yeah.
Would you say that's really helped in exposing your music to get it out to like bigger audiences, wider audiences?
What, because I was dropping it on GRM?
Oh, yeah, in GRM, yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah. It helps, it definitely helps.
Have you had a lot of love from other cities because of that?
Yeah, man, all over, it's been nuts.
It's interesting because we've had like conversations with so many artists on here, and we've been talking about living in London and kind of making a name for yourself being in London or kind of being on the outskirts of London. Do you think it makes a difference being in London compared to, do you know what I mean, living outside of London and being in Leicester? Because like from what you've been doing, you've been collaborating with a lot of artists from outside of the city.
No, what it is, like if you asked me this question like years ago, I'll tell you, yeah, it is hard. It's hard that if you're not from London, but nah, I don't see it like that because there's bare man rapping or making music and whatever they're doing. Like, I definitely think it's easy. Like, it don't matter if you're from London or not.
So growing up, who are your influences? So you've been making music since you were 10, 11. Who were the first artists that you listened to and you thought, you know what, it'd be great if I could be as big as them or make music like them? Is there anybody that you kind of looked up to?
From when I was...
as a kid, when you first started making music?
You know what, yeah, I used to kind of look up, I don't know if you heard of him, but I used to kind of look up to Sneakbo a lot, you know.
Oh yeah, Sneakbo, I've met Sneak Bear on a couple of occasions as well.
Like, he was my favourite rapper back in the store. Like,
yeah, Jet Ski Wave, of course. Shout out to Sneak Bear as well. Is there anybody from like that kind of scene that you kind of would want to collaborate with? Anybody that you think, you know what, if there was a chance that we could meet up, have a chat, record something real quick in the studio, it'd be sick to get a single with them.
There's a lot of men, you know, I'd want to work with. Wow, man, I don't even know, you know, to be fair with you.
Anybody like who pops up at the top of your head and you think, you know what, that'd be sick if we got in the studio?
I'll say Fredo, you know.
I could see that. I could see that, I'd be big.
Like now, like listen to him quite a lot, you know what I'm saying? So, it'll probably be him, you know.
What's next for you in 2020? Is there a new release coming soon, a new album, any new music that you're dropping in the next couple of months?
I should be dropping something like next month, you know, December.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but 2020, just same, man. Consistency, innit?
Yeah, well, if it's anything like 2019, you've been releasing video.
Definitely.
That's mad, is you've been releasing music videos with every track that you've dropped as well, and it seems to be big productions as well.
Well, I'm glad you noticed. Though.
Yeah, I noticed the production on every single video, and it's important to get that out there as well. Well, I hope we can do this interview again. Actually, in fact, we've got to get on my show on the Asian Network and we'll make it happen soon, yeah?
100, man. Shout me, I'm there.
Thanks, JJ. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
They ain't letting it bang. Up block, I was doing laps with a gang. Used to serve them fiends, now I'm back with a plan. When I caught that bird, never bossed my remand. Went from fiends to fans. Came from the bottom, I got dreams and plans. I was on the floor with my knees and hands. I hope music pays and they freed the gang. Bro, hold back, I got shooters on the block. And if I go jail, then it's tuna in the sock. I know about L's, bro, I do for a box. Man never had me, so who the fuck shall I boss? In the city, I'm the best, I got Lizzie, but I'm stressed. Me and Mo done laps, cause these nitties wanna test me. And bro done slap, but we never wore a vest. I can tell you about the mutes, all they do is get chef. Used to walk with a shank in my body warmer. I used to ride with a gang and get the dotty sawn off. Best run for your life if you see my bora. I get you stretched in the night like you're trying to warm up. I put my all in, them man are boring. Ran up in your cell early hours of the morning. Never had shit, all my life I've been stalling. Before the trap shit, bro, I used to kick doors in. They ain't letting it bang. Up block, I was doing laps with a gang. Used to serve them fiends, now I'm back with a plan. When I caught that bird, never bossed my remand. Went from fiends to fans. Came from the bottom, I got dreams and plans. I was on the floor with my knees and hands. I hope music pays and they freed the gang. Remember going through pain, thought it's never gonna end. I'm so busy on the mains car, I never had a 10. Used to ride with some friends, now I'm riding on them. I got nicked the other day for some violent offense. I hear they're talking on my name, but they ain't ever done shit. I just charge it to the game, cause I'm just trying to get rich. And I keep getting nicked, but I ain't ever going lich. I ain't banging on my name and you've never seen a brick. Fuck all this chat that I've been hearing. Man, I talking about trap, they got rich parents. Go and bring him in a match for my Ric Flair him. Now getting all these packs and they're disappearing. When they never had me, bro, I read out on my ones. It was me and Mad B on the block with a knock. In my brought down thinger trying to see something done. And I ain't even made it, but I feel like I won. Winning. They ain't letting it bang. Up block, I was doing laps with a gang. Used to serve them fiends, now I'm back with a plan. When I caught that bird, never bossed my remand. Went from fiends to fans. Came from the bottom, I got dreams and plans. I was on the floor with my knees and hands. I hope music pays and they freed the gang.
Thank you for being on this project, Massappeals. I've heard so much great stuff about you, and it's quite interesting that this is the first conversation that we've actually ever had. But you know what? We've been speaking so much over Instagram. You mentioned, I think, a few months, was it a month ago? You said, I'm going to be a dad.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to jump on the project, so I'm going to be a dad. I'm at the hospital right now. And here we are.
Yeah.
Fast forward like a month later. Congratulations, not just for that, but you've been really, really successful this past year. You've been working with Kamikaze. You had over 1 million, was it 1 million streams on the track with Kamikaze?
2 million
now nearly 2 million, that's incredible. Was this like the first time you've ever worked with Kamikaze, or have you worked together before?
No, I've known him since he was 13. We've done like
wow.
about, I don't know, like 15-ish songs. We did an EP years ago called Royal Blood 1. Well, it wasn't called Royal Blood 1 actually, it was just called Royal Blood. One. And then we did the 2, and 2 is where the track on FIFA and all that stuff comes from.
FIFA 20 official playlist as well.
Yeah.
That's a bit of an incredible thing to happen. Did you not see that one coming?
No, not at all. It's on the advert. One of the songs is on the advert, and then a separate song is in the game and on their like playlist or whatever, which is cool.
That's mad. That's incredible. But a lot of people probably don't know this about you, but obviously you mentioned that you were working with the Kamikaze and everybody was waiting on a kind of like a grime beat with the Kamikaze, but you don't just produce grime, you produce garage music as well. So you're kind of a multi-talented guy that can kind of switch between genres of music as well. So what do you prefer, going back to like the grime and garage stuff you're doing as Massappeals? Is there any kind of preference that you have more love for? Because obviously a lot of people know you with all the grime projects, but the garage stuff, is it equal love for both, would you say?
I write the songs, record it, produce it, mix it, blah, 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 which is also fun for its own reasons, but also torture for its own reasons. So, and then with garage stuff, that's just fun.
That's just fun, you just love doing the garage stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of like when I was a kid, I got 2 brothers, and one of my brothers would turn up in his Volkswagen Polo with it lowered, with a sub in the back, just playing jungle and garage. So I remember that's like fully nostalgic for me, just hearing that. And then it's kind of the same thing with grime, which is a shame to say, but it's more like the nostalgic world of it that I like, especially even like sound-wise. Like the sounds of older stuff I like a lot more than a lot newer stuff, just because majority of new grime is a trap beat with a grime artist on, which is fine, and some of it's absolutely amazing, but the soundscapes and stuff of older stuff, that's what I prefer. Going
back to grime, obviously recently there's been so many names outside of London that are really smashing at the moment, because I want to just kind of have a conversation before we leave about artists outside of London that are smashing at the moment. So from Birmingham you've got the likes of Mist and JK, from Nottingham you've got Young T and Bugsy, a lot of names that are still on the rise from Nottingham as well, and even Manchester you've got the likes of H. Is there anybody now in the music scene that's kind of coming up that you'd love to collaborate with?
There's a few people that I have contacted. There's a guy called Logan. I messaged him about doing some stuff, he wants to do some stuff. Obviously Snowy, obviously Window, obviously Shadow.
Yeah.
Shadow wants to do something soon. And the first time I ever heard Window, I showed every single one of my mates and was like, this guy's mad, I love it.
But you've worked with Window Kid before for Time, right?
Yeah. And
with Snowy as well, for the Look At Me refix.
Yeah.
So those are guys that you've already collaborated with
and
before.
that's I guess why I've done it before, because I like them. And Kaiser, that's someone that does my head in. And I can say that on tape and you can put it out, because he's so good.
Yeah.
But he just needs to be out.
He needs to be out there more.
Yeah, which I guess we've done some stuff together. We did a garage song, and his verse on it's fucking amazing, but that's just not out yet. And then done some stuff with, there's a track called what's it even called?
It's literally you just lost, haven't you? You've lost it. The name of the track.
Cameron, it's a Cameron Window track. I think that's the next thing that I want to put out.
Incredible.
It's kind of like garagey vibe or whatever.
Well, look forward to that.
Kamikaze, Massappeals, Royal Blood, you know what it is. Yo, Massappeals. Leicester City, Junction 21. You can ask anyone who's anyone. If Cam Dog's anyone, they'll tell you loud and clear. That's a than Evian. Make it pop like Perignon. Been about since day. The man came back for the Renaissance. I mean, the whole damn scene can't be getting long. What you man murk me steady on. Keep the beat like a pacemaker. Camera master's a game changer. Get around town like a day saver. Girls see me, they're like, hey stranger. I'm like, hey stranger. Do you wanna jump on a wave later? Gotta come through to the rave later. Watch man jump on a stage later. Yeah, we make paper. It's the KAM, DOG. Man can't pull up on a set like me. It's the KAM, DOG. Still ask man, where's the love, my G? It's the KAM, DOG.
Weatherman tour, family tree. Started off in the big LC. Jack throwing teams, that's my G. 10 out of 10, man like P. Kaiser and Cash, yeah, you get me. Ice high roll from the DE. Birmingham brought out I-double-Z. S&D, that's MTP. Holler merch boys if you wanna tee. Can't forget mass, can't forget wax. That's my BLU to the D.
Let's go show the world what we're about.
It's the K-A-M-D-O-G. Man can't pull up on a set like me. It's the K-A-M-D-O-G. It's the K-A-M-D-O-G. All of the gal wanna be wifey. It's the K-A-M. Them man I run for their P. It's the K-A-M-D-O-G. Man can't pull up on a set like me. It's the K-A-M-D-O-G. Still ask man where's the love, my G. It's the K-A-M-D-O-G. All of the gal wanna be wifey. It's the K-A-M-D-O-G. Still I give them man I run for their P.